Be a mute.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's 8 o'clock and we are recording. So I feel great about the gathering. I'll share with you guys the agenda and we'll start to move into this flow of what we're all here for. So tonight, what we'd like to start with is an introduction. I'll introduce myself and I'll pass the microphone to David Harris to introduce himself. And then we're going to do a centering and grounding prayer to really connect through breath and through consciousness. And then we'll move into an opening message from the mystics that David will channel. And at that next stage, we move into your questions. So be thinking about what's on your heart. And know that as you place questions into the chat channel, that's how we'll be able to communicate with you. So we'll start with those introductions. My name is Adreinne Craighead, and I am the guardian for this room that we're in. It's called Torchbearer Tachyon. And this Tachyon Chamber is one of a little over a dozen across the USA. And it's a very special portal for peace, a vortex of energy where tachyon particles are abundant. And if you've never heard of tachyon, that's okay. It's simply put, a subatomic particle that travels faster than the speed of light. It has this profound effect on the human body, on the physical plane, the mental plane, the emotional plane, and the energetic plane. It's very aligning, very peaceful, very healing. And we're just grateful to be able to share this space with the community. Many people come here for their own sessions, but light workers also use this room to host their own clients. So if you're a hypnotist or a Reiki master or a sound healer, we want to invite you to consider this as part of your community space to host and bring your vibration to the community. It's an honor to be here with David Harris, and I'm going to pass the microphone to him to introduce himself now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you taking time out of your evening. Many of you know me here. For those that don't, I'm a channeler and a light worker, work as a healer, and also do some teaching. And I'm really grateful to be here with all of you. And we're going to bring forward what's coming through is a lot more than just the verbal parts of the message. That's actually kind of a small component of it. It's there's a big healing energy. There are activations and alignments happening. And there's also a lot contained within the light language that's coming through. And it's going to be different for everyone. What you receive from that is going to be really specific to you. And what you gain from that light language, what that message is, whatever's transmitted, whether it's healing energy or message, is really specific to you. And what someone else in the same experience is getting from that is going to be different. So just kind of recognize that as you go and set the intention of anything that you'd like help with, emotionally, physically. You're looking for insight in your life. Just kind of set the intention to be willing to receive, and we'll move forward.
Thank you. All right, so wherever you are in the world, I'm going to invite you to join this once-in-a-lifetime experience with your full presence. So calling in all parts of yourself from all timelines and all dimensions to be present with this group here. And let's connect by breathing together, each of us on our own time, 3 deep breaths, your deepest breaths you've taken all day, in through your nose, and out through your mouth. And as you take these breaths, feel yourself, your consciousness resting in your body. Feel your feet on the floor, the weight of your body in your seat. You feel the grace and peace that comes through each breath, nourishing your body, aligning your body, connecting with each other. Let's take a moment to cleanse our chakras, and we'll balance and connect through them. With your focus on your crown chakra, just burning off anything that no longer serves you, opening your crown chakra, ready to receive, and seeing that buoyant white, violet light Now focus a moment on your third eye chakra. It's an indigo light. See a burning indigo flame and indigo ashes falling away, anything that no longer serves you, stored in your third eye. Moving to your throat chakra, this beautiful blue light's burning. Let it burn bright, burn away anything that's there to block it, no longer serves you. Moving to your heart chakra, this green flame, feel it burning brighter and opening your heart chakra. Watch those green ashes fall to the earth to be transmuted. Moving down to the the yellow of the solar plexus. And together, all of us burning our solar plexus chakra to a clean, pristine state. The orange of the sacral chakra. Watch that flame grow larger as it cleans and balances this beautiful chakra. And finally, your root chakra, the red flame, burning bright and those red ashes falling. And then lastly, we'll grow some roots together. I want you to picture roots growing out of your root chakra and through your feet, down your spine and into the earth. And envision those roots making their way to the very center where all of us meet up and are connected. Those roots wrap around the crystalline core of the earth and braid back up into themselves. So you feel fully anchored and fully present and safe and supported. I'm calling in our guides and angels to bless this meeting and just expressing our heart's gratitude for this once in a lifetime experience to share together. And so it is. Amen.
Yeah, you look at the kakakakakakakashia, you look at the pokoya kakatakia, look at the pakakoya, you look at the pokoya kakakakashia, you look at the pokoya kakakakaya, kapoya kakakaship, you look at the pokoya kakaship, you look at the pokaship, you look at the pokaship. Good evening. It's wonderful to be here with you this evening. It's a privilege for us. Recognize that this is a co-creative experience and you're helping to create it along with us. This transmission is coming through you and to you. Just your presence alone amplifies what's coming through. We see you, we hear you, and we meet you with gratitude. Many of us in this collective deeply understand the human experience. You're all cherished members of the family of light. You are light bringers. You are harmonizers. Yeah, yeah, poya kakakaship kakashia, yeah, kakaship kakakakaship kakakakaship kakaship kakak, yeah, kakaka, yeah, kakashipka, yeah, kakapaya kakakaship kakaship 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 kakaship, yeah, kakakaship kakakakaka. Yeah, there's a lot coming through in this light language right now. Oh, yeah, kakakaship kakaship 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 kakam. You might call it a love dump. Yeah, we're raining love onto you. Oh yeah, and the first thing that's occurring right now, oh yeah, is a harmonization between your heart chakra and your third eye chakra. You're all carrying a higher frequency in the bodies than you were even a week ago. And some aspects of you come online faster than others. So this helps to even out a small imbalance Yeah, yeah, but the boy, kakashia, yeah, boy, kakaship, kakaboyship, kakaship, 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 kakaship. Today, we're going to give your belief system a workout. Yeah, boy, kakaship, 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 and encourage you to expand your thinking, oh yeah, and really open up in a broader, deeper, and bigger way, oh yeah, to the true perceptions that you have of the reality unfolding around you. Because for everyone here is a part of this transmission, there are some things that are just barely below the surface of your conscious awareness that are ready to be brought forward into your conscious mind's viewpoint. Yeah, yepakatapoya, kakakakakashia, yapakapoya, kakaship, kakapoya, kakaship, kaka. Yeah, yapakachip, kaka, yapakakashia, pakakaka. Yeah, pakakakaship, kakaship, 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 kaka. Oya, kakakaship, kakaship, 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 a major theme throughout the human collective and coming from Gaia herself right now is burning off the residue of old pain, old grief, old stories, old circumstances that you have grown beyond, that you have healed. Completing a cycle. Completing a cycle. We've been speaking about a cycle coming to conclusion, nearing a conclusion for a little while now, where you're really at that point. Yep, good boy, ship, 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 and your upcoming spring equinox. Your upcoming spring equinox really represents a true transition point that will be felt energetically and emotionally. And will be felt tangibly in your realities, maybe not right away, but shortly after in some significant way. So you can think of this burning off of this old residue is like pressure washing a sidewalk or a driveway. Well, yeah, all it takes is a good cleaning, a good washing down, and then it looks fresh and clean and new. Well, yeah, because what's under the surface, well, yeah, is great. Ah, yeah, that, yeah, for those of you that are grieving something in your life right now, have been going through some kind of grieving process, whether this means the passing on of a loved one or the ending of a relationship, or a big life change, even if it's a change in circumstances that is in your highest good that you wanted, it still represents leaving an old life behind and old identities behind. For those of you who've been going through some kind of grieving process, this right here will help with the sadness. It's not a band-aid. What it is is a kind of release valve. To help you work through the layers of emotional processing more clearly. To help you accept what is, and also to reacquaint you with your own true worth. That you're not defined by any external circumstances. And that nothing is set in stone. Oya kaka kaka ship 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 kaka kaka. There's nothing too heavy, oya kaka ship kaka ship kaka ship kaka ship kaka ship, that it can't be released and healed completely. Ah, yeah, oya kaka ship kaka ship kaka ship kaka ship kaka ship kaka ship kaka kaka. It's been a very intense time for all of you in some significant way. You're troopers and you deserve a reward. Sometimes the point of true release, right before you feel really significant relief, can feel like an avalanche. And it's really like that moment when you have a bunch of water in the tank, and it all gets released at once, and it feels like a flood, like a big waterfall, even like a tidal wave. But once it's done, it's done, because there's nothing else behind it. Not at this time. Once it's done, it's done. And then you get to move on and experience the calm after the storm. The calm after the storm, where everything is fresh and new, and the flowers bloom and the grass is green, and you have a bright, clear, sunny day. For so many of you here, that's not only on the horizon, you're right at the brink of it. So it's not about enduring to the finish line. It's not about waiting. It's not about finding the perfect solution or the next healing modality or the next technique to try or the next right book to read or the next podcast to listen to. It's really about letting yourself breathe, and also letting yourself off the hook. Allowing yourself the opportunity to take some kind of a breather and do something just for fun. Because it truly is necessary for the human psyche and the human energy system to have basic leisure built into your lives. So don't feel guilty about doing so. Don't feel guilty about vegging out when you feel the need to do so, or about just doing something fun, getting out and doing something that just feels like play. Because sometimes that's when you integrate and shift the most, and you bring things together in the back of your minds. You've all been processing huge amounts of information and energy through your chakra systems and through all your energy systems for quite some time now, but particularly since the winter solstice to this point. You've had a very intense season energetically, where a lot's been released collectively, a lot's been released from the planet. Your planet's also receiving a lot of light, the planet's ascending, and you are helping it to ascend. You've been activating and integrating some really significant shifts. Parts of you have been coming online that have been dormant for all of your life up to this point. A true rewiring and has been taking place. And it will balance out some. If it has felt like a frenzied pace, that's because it kind of has been. So the shift and changes that you've been going through, that you've been manifesting and creating, that you've been bringing about, that you've been grounding into this reality are truly gargantuan. They're really, really significant. So give yourself a chance to have a little bit of a reset. And if you can, try to look at your situation with humor, at least a little bit. You are vast and powerful beings. That's not a grandiose statement. Your bandwidth of what you can transmit and receive energetically through your physical vessels has increased exponentially over the last 4 to 5 months. So pay really close attention to your dreams. You don't have to figure out what they mean. Because your dreams are often more than just symbolic interpretations of your life experience. They're often true communications. True communications from your higher self, from loved ones that are on the other side of the veil, from your guides, from angels, from your spirit team. You have all just recently crossed a major threshold energetically, where you are moving beyond the vibrational wavelength of certain lower energies that affect your planet and your world. You're rising above their frequency range. And as you rise above their frequency range, they can no longer touch you. They can no longer reach you. Because you're simply outside of their frequency range. You're transcending higher and higher. So allow your minds to catch up to that. Allow your minds catch up to that. We say a lot of things that we know can be a little confusing, but there's always a message behind the words. Pay attention to how it feels and question what we say. Don't take what we say at face value. Question it. Take it to your heart center and see what it says. Because not only do you know the truth, you are the truth. You are all that is. And recognize that your human mind is doing the best it can to keep up with something that is beyond its range of comprehension. But your multidimensional self and your heart chakra understands the total complexity of all of reality in all of its different frequencies and energies and dimensions. In both what you consider to be the tangible physical and also the beyond and the non-physical, your heart chakra understands and interprets that clearly and easily in real time, in an instant. So when we say we're going to challenge your belief systems today, we're not going to get into specific thought patterns or things that you might be common beliefs in your world so much. We might touch on it. what we really mean by challenging your belief systems is expand what you think of as your mind. Expand what you think of as your mind. Humans are taught from very early on by your educational system to think of your mind as being only inside of your skull. But we encourage you to think of your entire body as your mind. For every part of your body and every organ has neural pathways. In particular, we would like to encourage you to focus on your heart and your throat as both being aspects of your mind. They are quite literally connected to your brain through a vast matrix of neural pathways. And as more aspects of you come online, more aspects of your DNA that were previously dormant activate and integrate. It activates centers in your mind that were previously dormant or being only partially used. And those different centers in your mind are designed to connect deeply with other aspects of your body that also tie into your chakra system. So what you think of as objective reality is actually quite subjective. We know that almost everyone here has been introduced to this concept in some way. That one person's perception of the reality they're experiencing will be different from the person sitting right next to them in the same room. Two people sitting next to each other on the train, looking out the same window at the same scenery passing by, will literally see different things. They will process colors in different ways. They will have a different perception of the environment. And in some cases, they will literally see a different set of facts about a situation because one will experience seeing something that the other one literally won't be able to detect. Because you can only see and experience what you're in the vibration of. So as you raise in vibration, as you raise in frequency, what you're able to perceive about reality expands, and then your mind takes a little while to catch up. How do you use all this information? When we say think of your entire body as being your mind, and then focus on these certain core areas, we'll give you a little bit of an exercise, and we'll encourage you to use this for the rest of this channeling message, this channeling transmission. For a moment, first, just anchor your awareness somewhere in the center of your chest around your heart. Just anchor your awareness in that, inside that part of your body. And breathe into it. And as you feel your awareness really settle and center into this area, think of this area as like center stage within you. And while you remain anchored in this spot, weight your awareness in this spot. Also connect to some point around in your throat. It doesn't have to be exactly one spot, just some area in your throat. And Think of that as a second point of awareness. And feel that area in your throat connect down to your heart chakra area, back to that foundational point, and feel them kind of tie together like they're not simply residing in your body, but they're literally listening to and taking in your experience in this moment, in the here and now. Now, while you have your awareness there, then feel it connect up into your brain. You can pick some point somewhere in the center of your mind. And think of this point in the center of your mind as being directly connected, like with a wire or telephone line down through your throat into that point that you're feeling, and then anchoring down into that point into your chest. And think of your mind, your physical mind, as simply a listener that listens to what's coming from those other areas, listens to what's coming from those other areas. And even take a moment and talk to your own mind and tell your mind that these two other areas that you're focusing your awareness on inside your chest and your heart area and in your throat are actually a part of the brain. They're not separate from the brain. They're literally a part of the brain. And feel your mind say, aha, I think I knew that. And now that you've reminded me of that, I can interpret the signals more clearly that you are sending me, and I won't be so confused. Because your mind is meant to be an interpretation system, not the last word. But your physical heart has a greater power to interpret the true nature of your reality and your experience in real time. That goes beyond the language centers of the brain, that's not limited by linear thinking. And as you learn to trust this and anchor your awareness in that heart area and really feel it connect into your brain, it actually harmonizes different parts of your brain together. It literally harmonizes different sections of your brain to communicate more clearly to each other, and it balances out your brainwave state, and it will slow down your brainwave state to a calmer, more cohesive wavelength. So if you put you did an EEG and you actually measured your brainwaves, and a commonly used process in your medical science, if you're in this state of really anchoring your awareness in your heart and thinking of it as being a part of your brain, your brainwaves become more harmonious and structured. Your thoughts will become clearer. Your emotional processing of whatever experience you're having will happen more quickly and cleanly. And it will not only balance out your thoughts in your mind, it will also balance out your nervous system. It will help keep you out of anxiety mode, out of fight or flight mode. So continue to work with this throughout the rest of this session here today and continue it beyond. You'll be amazed at what this very simple practice does if you just keep working with it. It may take several weeks to get comfortable with it to where it becomes automatic, because this is a new set of habits. But the unique, even ironic thing that can happen with this is, over time, using this technique of really anchoring your awareness here and thinking of this as like your first brain, and this is the next part of your brain, that your perception of your own experience will become much more fluid. And you will start to perceive the elastic nature of reality for yourself very directly and very consciously. You also find that your brain becomes more organized and your thoughts become more organized and more clear. And basic problem solving that you do on a day-to-day basis will become easier and simpler for you. And even complex problem solving intellectually will become easier and simpler for you, because the physical brain will be able to relax and recognize that it doesn't actually have to run the whole show. That it's not a lone wolf. It's not a solo operator. It's part of a team, and that team is the rest of you. That team is all of you integrating and working as one. Small children do this automatically and naturally. This process that we're talking about right now of anchoring your awareness here, very small children do this without needing to be told or taught, because it truly is a natural state that you unlearn through conditioning and through examples of others who just didn't know any better. Yeah, what's coming through in this light language now is helping to amplify and solidify the connections that you have between this area of the heart and the throat and the mind. Both energetic and physical connections. And a natural byproduct of this that we're talking about right now is that it soothes your nervous system. And for anyone that has any kind of a nervous system issue, this will improve it. Before we get into the questions portion, we have two more things that we'd like to say. First of all, Gaia herself, the earth, thanks you. Your personal healing work that each of you do makes a huge difference throughout the planet. Even if you do it you behind closed doors, no one knows or sees what you do. In reality, the fact that you were doing this has a huge amplification effect. And it's a tremendous gift that you offer to the planet. It has assisted Gaia in her own healing process. Now Gaia asks you to allow her to help you more. To allow you to help you more. And to think of her as a friend, a conscious being who knows you through and through, who welcomes you here, who is here to nurture you, and to help you transmute pain into love. Transmute pain into love. Enjoy being outside. Enjoy the fruits that this planet has to offer you. And know that it is never a burden for Gaia to help you. And she's not bothered by all the sometimes crazy things that humanity does, because this is part of your evolution. This is part of your growth process as a species. And right now, your species collectively is going through a kind of adolescence. And you here, and many of you like yourselves that are light workers, that are working on your own healing, that are more spiritually expanded, are kind of like the adults in the room. So give yourself some grace. And let go of the need to heal perfectly. And turn over every single stone. And go through things with a fine-tooth comb. We're speaking to a number of you specifically. And let your spirit team, including Gaia, do some of the lifting along with you. You're on your own journey. And you have a right to do as you see fit. But let the healing energy that comes from the planet's core fully impact you. Let it fully impact you. And you don't have to believe in it in order for it to be available for you, and in order for this help to be real, in order for this help to occur. The impact that you have as carriers of frequency, as beings of light and love, as beings that are capable of carrying very high frequencies in a human physical vessel, cannot be understated. You're having a vast and significant impact across creation and the universe. Yeah, and the last thing we're going to get into before we get to questions, is discuss fear. Right now, Gaia has triggered a layer of fear to be released from the planet and to be healed and transmuted into love and light and a feeling of safety. Fear can have a hypnotic effect because you've been subjected to so much fear in the human experience. Often fear that is unfounded, that isn't real. Fear that comes from some form of propaganda. And we're not necessarily talking about over-the-top fear. Big things that would make anyone naturally afraid, like if you're being chased by a bear, or a really significant danger. We're talking about a more subtle form of fear that is pretty insidious. Fear is so often used in subtle and even in-your-face ways in advertising and in sales pitches. Fear in some way is kind of embedded from early on in school of being afraid to break the rules or to be late for school or to be late for work or afraid of some consequence to turn some assignment in late or to forget your homework or to miss that appointment or some kind of fear of not being part of the group socially, of not playing into the group dynamic or not following the trends and what the herd is doing. And a lot of like low-level anxiety that you may have in the background, even all the time, or for long stretches of your life, that you become so used to, you almost become numb to it. It has a hypnotic effect, like being maybe on some low level, always concerned about finances and bringing enough income in to support your household and your family and take care of what all the kids need. There's some layer of fear in there. Now's the time when the lid's being removed from that fear so that it can be seen more clearly. You can shine a light on it. And realize that so many of these fears were unfounded or exaggerated. Taken out of proportion. Because fear is an illusion. There is no fear in love. Most humans have some level of fear-based thinking around certain themes. So pay attention more to areas of your life where you're just tired of feeling fear. You've just said, I'm getting just tired of the fear itself. What happens if you release the fear? What happens if you release the fear? What happens if you shine a light on that low level but persistent fear that's running a program in the background that's affecting your nervous system. More than you realize. Maybe it's like that point in the old Scooby-Doo cartoon where they take the mask off the villain and realize it's just this little guy who's running some silly scheme, that once they figured out what it was all about, it was really easy to stop, and they kind of laughed at him in the end. And when you think about just one area of fear in your life, persistent fear that you're just tired of, you're just tired of dealing with, you're tired of feeling it. Don't think about it with your mind first. Take it here and use this exercise that we've been suggesting. Take it here first. Take it to this part of your brain, and then take it to this part of your brain, and let it germinate there for a minute. And then send the message up to this part of the brain and see how you can see it in a new light. See how it changes shape. And see how you recognize something you didn't before. And what happens if you change nothing else except to allow yourself to stop feeling the fear around whatever that is, while you continue to go about your daily life? What changes? Watch as everything changes around that particular subject area. Watch as everything changes for the better in your life. When you let go of even some of the fear. Suddenly your thinking around that will expand. And you'll see solutions where you didn't before, and new solutions would be presented to you automatically because you have been changed yourself into being in a receptive state. Because the emotion of fear is the opposite of receiving. The emotion of fear is the opposite of receiving. Receiving is about openness and oneness, whereas fear is about contraction and closing off. Fear is about contraction and closing off. So when you allow yourself to fully receive, you naturally expand, and fear starts to fall away. Fear is like a disease, like a low-level virus, like a cold, that you have the cure for. We're going to bring forward a lot of light language to help you release fear from the nervous system, from the psyche, from the different parts of your energy system, and from the mind. And then we're going to move into questions. Ai, aí vai dar boia, aí vai dia, dia cacha, 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 que cachipoko, ya cachipa, cachipa, caca, oia, cacachia, ya cacha, cacachia, ya cacha, boia, cacachia, bacacha, bacacha, ya cacha, caca, cachipa, cacha, caca, ai, 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 ai. Ai, 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 ai. Aya, get to get the Kakapoya, Kakashia, Pakapoya, Kakakaya, Yabakapoya, Kakashia, Kaka. Oh, yeah, Pakachia, Pakacha, Pakapoya, Pakakashia, Pakakasha, Pakakasha, Pakapoya, Pakakasha, Pakashia, Oya pakakashia pakashia pakapoya paya pakakashia pakashia pakakashia ya pakatapoya pakakakakakakakakakashia pakatapakaya pakashia pakashia pakakashia pakashia 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 pakakakakakakakakakakaka ya kachia pakatapoya kakashia pakashia 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 ya kachia kachia pakatapakakakakakakakaka Ai, apakatipokoya kakaship, 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 ya kakaship, kakaya, kakaya, padi, pakati, kakakaya, kakaship, 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 kakakakakakakakaka. Aya, pakati, pakatipokoya, kakaship, 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 kakaya, pakatipokoya, kakaship, kakaship, kakaya, pakakakakaship, kakaship, 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 Oya kaka ya pakacha poya pakaka shia pakaka shia pa ya pakata kaka kaka ya pakacha pakaka ya kashia pakashia pakashia kata kaka ya da dia kata pakaya pakaka shia pakashia pakaka shia pakashia pakashia kaka Oya kashia pakashia 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 ini kata kaka Aya kachia pakata poya kaka ya pakata kaka 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 shia pakaka shia pakashia 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 ya pakata kaka kashia pakashia kaka Shipaka. Shipaka, 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 kaka, shipaka, 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 Yabakajapaka kaka, Yapakuchupoya, Kakashipaka, Yapakashipaka, shipaka, 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 Kapoya, Kakaka. Aya kata, oi, oi, aoi, aoi. Oi, pakashia, pakashia, pakapoya, pakakashia, 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 kakakakakaka. Oya, pakakashia, pakakashia, ya pakachaka, kakashia, pakakashia, ya pakakashia, pakashia, pakakashia, kakaka. Oh, pakashia, pakakashia, pakakashia, pakashia, 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 kakakakashia, pakashia, 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 kakaka. Oya, pakashia, 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 kakaka. Oh, yeah. Ah, let that settle in for just a moment. Breathe into it. Receive it fully into your field, into your heart, into your throat, and into your mind. And see it with your big brain, which is all of you. Ah. And just feel that fear release and go away and be turned into something else, light and love. Because that fear, that energy of fear, that emotion of fear doesn't want to be fear anymore. It wants to transcend fear. It wants to discover its own true nature and find that it is light and love and peace and acceptance. Ah. And now we're ready for questions.
Thank you for that tremendous transmission. We have about 1 minute left for this recording, but I'd like for everyone to know that once this recording ends, we will let the mystics guide the way on which questions we can answer. The first question tonight is, good evening and thank you. What is something helpful to know about myself that is currently in the shadows?
What is currently in the shadows is that you are a powerful healer. You are a powerful healer. And first turn this powerful healing ability onto yourself. Direct this towards yourself. And as you direct this towards yourself, and heal yourself more and more on all levels. You naturally broadcast the frequency of healing for others to pick up on. You don't need to study up on this in books. Although you can, you don't need to watch a bunch of videos. You don't need to seek out a bunch of advice. Recognize that you are this. And you've been through advanced training in many other lifetimes. And all you have to do now is allow yourself to integrate with this and to remember. And soon you will know. You already feel it in your bones. What does it mean to be a healer? It means many things, and there's no limit to it. It doesn't have to be defined on someone else's terms. It can be like a song that's played in many keys, and like a symphony orchestra that contains many different instruments and many different tones are possible. Many types of music can be played. But your healing abilities come forward most easily through your hands and through your voice. So think about the healing power of your hands and your voice, and use the healing power of your hands on yourself. And always you see fit, physically and emotionally. You can even calm your thoughts by placing your hands on your head and to transmit the healing energy through your hands to your own mind. Speak softly to yourself, speak in soothing ways to yourself. Recognize that you have a healing resonance. Healing light codes are being transmitted and channeled through your voice. You transmit a wide range of frequencies through your voice. And your voice itself has a great range of high and low tones. Use all of it. Sing in tone, not just in the shower or in the car. Bring it out into the light. And this will not move in a snail's pace. This will move very, very quickly. Because you are extremely gifted in these ways. So that's the aspect of yourself that's ready to come into the light right now. And it's going to open new vistas and doors for you in so many ways in your life. And recognize that you have the power to heal yourself from anything, from literally anything. And it all starts with just allowing. Just allowing. We thank you for the question. Is there another question?
There is. This person writes, I picked up something from an earlier meeting with Patrice that was with another person, and I feel it in my throat. Can you assist in removing?
Yes, of course. First, some clarification. This is not something you picked up from someone in the traditional sense, like you would pick up a cold. What it is that you have been activating some dormant aspects of yourself. You've been going through a big throat chakra clearing and upgrade, which is part of how you feel the way you feel. So a lot of this, what you're feeling is actually a stuff being cleared out energetically that can manifest as physical symptoms that feel like a cold. But you don't have a virus. You're not contagious. That's not actually what's going on. There's also an ancestral element. You're clearing an old ancestral pattern, and it's not important for you to know what it's about or where it comes from. This is definitely going to help accelerate the process. Don't seek to understand this with your mind. Understand it first with your heart. Ask your heart what's going on in your throat and what you're feeling. And you will recognize some kind of a pattern. You've had this happen before a number of times, and it doesn't have to do with the time of year. It has to do with certain emotional triggers. And there's one person in particular that will trigger a certain emotional pattern, some anxiety, and even a sense of loss. And this isn't coming from the outside, it's triggering something deep within you. That's actually primarily ancestral. That you brought all the way to the surface, and now it's ready to be completely released from your field, completely released from your field. And when it's released from your field, it's also released from your entire ancestry, both living and on the other side. So congratulate yourself on bringing this to the surface to the point where it's now ready to be fully healed. And also recognize that we are not healing you, you are healing yourself. We are simply amplifying and assisting in the process. Yeah, if you feel the need to cough right now, just let it happen. Yeah, you put your boy, kakashia, kakashia, Haya kata ya kachi pakataka ya kuyu kataka ya pakakasho ya pakaship 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 ya takakashia pakataka pakaship pakaship oh which ya pakaship pakaka ya pakaship ya pakataka. Now, for the next 24 hours, you will probably experience a slight increase in symptoms before it almost completely disappears. In about a day. To drink plenty of water. If you have apples or applesauce or apple juice, have some of that. That's going to help a lot right now. And also root vegetables, for example, carrots. The beta carotene in carrots will speed the process along. None of this is necessary. It simply will help accelerate the process. Then once this clears, you'll never experience this particular pattern again. You won't be triggered in this way because the trigger's been healed. How amazing is that? How amazing is it that you have created this for yourself? Congratulate yourself. And your family and ancestors thank you, even if they don't know what you've done. You're never alone in this. You're never alone in this. You have so much more unseen help than you can fathom. Thank you. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of that. Are there more questions?
Yes, this third question has 4 parts, and we know that there's information and wisdom for all of us here. So friends, just remember to keep drinking water where you are and let this answer wash over you. The question is, will I be moving in 2026? And if yes, any idea where? What do I need to heal to move forward easily and smoothly? And also anything that is in my highest good.
Okay, well, thank you for the question. As far as whether or not you're going to move, well, we're not able to say because there's a choice point involved, but an option will become available. And your task is to trust yourself about what to do. Because sometimes the answer is not to necessarily uproot yourself. So perhaps reframe your experience right now as one of renewal. One of renewal, and that renewal is in a sense self-contained, meaning it happens within you first and foremost, and anything that happens outside of that is actually secondary. And yes, that might sound a little bit crazy and ridiculous because something like moving and changing your physical existence is obviously a huge deal. And it's a big deal for the human nervous system. But recognize the pattern at play before you make any decisions. Recognize the pattern going on. Is the urge to move coming from you? Or is this something ancestral? There's nothing wrong with moving. But does the urge to move come from you, from your own heart center? Or is it part of bringing a pattern to the surface that you've inherited through your ancestry? That actually is not your own. A pattern that originally emerged from a period in the distant past when some of your ancestors lived a nomadic existence. We're part of a traveling group, basically a circus. So putting down roots in one place was not their experience. So does your restlessness come from something you're lacking or missing in your current environment? Or is it a vague urge that you can't quite explain? And it's okay if you can't quite explain it. But recognize the dominant energy behind it is something from your ancestry. What is in your highest good? What is in your highest good is expansion. And yes, that's a very vague answer, is expansion. But we mean that across the board. In most areas of your life, you are ready for an expansion. You're ready to break out of an invisible cage. So we suggest that you reignite your musical interest and your musical pursuits. Bring this creative part of you front and center. And this will help you reconnect to your joy in a sense of play and fun and true self-expression. And that brings about a lot of healing for you and the frequencies of that are really perfect for helping you work through your core issues at this time. And as you reconnect with this joy and sense of expansion, you'll start to see very clearly what it is that you're gravitating towards subconsciously, that your conscious mind is just not quite seeing yet. And when you see it, you'll have an aha moment, and that missing piece that you've been looking for will become clear to you. And then you'll understand why you felt the urge to make certain significant changes in your life, and you'll see the pattern, and you'll recognize how to make shifts in a grounded way that's not abrupt or unsettling or discombobulating, because you'll understand what your true mission is. Because you're very mission oriented. You'll understand what your true mission is at this stage of your journey. So this is not about doing a bunch of homework or having to do a bunch of research or a bunch of reading. It's really all about listening to your own inner voice. Letting that inner voice speak to you louder, and it becomes louder as you listen to it. It may feel like this is speaking to you, your inner voice is speaking to you in a whisper, but the moment that you really settle into it, give it permission to come forward, it's going to start speaking in a booming voice. And getting back to your music is key. And at this time, we can help you clear this ancestral element that has to do with the subconscious urge to travel for seemingly no apparent reason, so that you can discern for yourself in your own heart and through your own eyes what it is you want to do. If you want to stay or go, and if so, where you might want to go. So this light language is going to assist with that. So if you're open, just set your intention in your mind to receive it. You have been heard completely. You have been seen. And a complete answer to all of your questions is in the light language. And once you hear this light language, which goes beyond time and space, it's in your field. And the answers will come into your conscious awareness quickly and clearly, and in a variety of ways. Thank you. Do we have any more questions?
We do. This fourth question is, has there been a major energetic shift within the past week or so? This is a timeline shift or dimensional shift. It's because of heavy physical symptoms that are distressed awareness being experienced in profound ways.
Yes, you're extremely perceptive, and you're extremely self-aware. And you're absolutely correct. A really major energetic shift has occurred, or shall we say, it's like a turning up of the volume is a little bit more of an accurate description. Yeah, in certain nodal points, yeah, around the earth that have been dormant for 25,000 years have been activated and reconfigured. And this has allowed your planet to fully receive energy that's coming from your galactic core and it's being amplified by a whole network of helpers. That allows your planet to fully receive this down into her heart, down into her energetic root, and then to rebroadcast these frequencies. And when these frequencies are coming into the Earth matrix, you individually are an integral part of the process of helping to ground that into the Earth matrix through your physical bodies. And this has triggered a wave of activations within you. This has also helped you to accelerate the process of integrating some major shifts that you've been going through. And this energy, this information coming in, it's created some emotional healing, some releases of things that have been burdening many of you, individually and collectively. It's helping them to be released into the ether. And behind this comes smoother waters inside of a fast flowing current. And some things that you will experience here is this has brought about a throat chakra expansion and activation for everyone. A third eye chakra expansion and realignment. And a reconfiguration of your root chakra, which allows you to ground these higher frequencies more completely. Which helps to balance you out energetically. This has all come about through your efforts at expanding and growing, at healing yourselves emotionally, and coming to terms with your own multidimensional nature. So pay attention to ways in which your intuitive gifts are expanded, an expansion of psychic abilities, an expansion of clairvoyance, an expansion and deepening in the ability to see auras, and energetic manifestations. An expansion into the ability to see timelines and to read into potential outcomes and futures. And also expanded healing abilities in your physical vessel. Your earth suit, your human physical body is going through a set of big upgrades. So allow yourself to fully receive and feel the healing energy that's flowing through you at all times in a more expanded way. And And feel the relief that comes from feeling a bit lighter, for laughter becoming more easy for you. Feel the relief and the release of laughter. We thank you for the question. Are there more?
There are more questions. We're about the 90-minute mark. I'd love to pose this question. Thank you for the space. I'm curious what I need to release to continue on the path for my highest good.
There's nothing you need to release. This is not a performance. You're perfect just the way you are. Sometimes it's not just one thing. Sometimes it's like spaghetti and it feels like a big mess. But once you get it on the fork and start to twist it around the fork, then you pull up a mouthful and it's just the right part. It unwinds rather quickly. If there's one thing that would help you the most right now, is simply to focus on releasing the need to control outcomes, releasing the need for outcomes to come about perfectly, and recognize that the intentions you set to manifest can happen more easily or quickly and come about safely and in a way that is beyond what you envisioned in a really good way, if you just allow yourself to let go of the need to control the methods and the means through which it can come about. The methods and the means through which it can come about. And you don't need to be perfect about it. Just try it out. Just try it out. And give yourself a pat on the back because you're doing great. You've overcome a lot recently. You've really done a great job healing certain areas of your life and expanding and becoming the version of you that you set your mind to become. Take a look back at where you were 3 years ago and where you are now, and look at what you've created for yourself. And let yourself bask in the glory of that for just a minute. And see how far you have come. We have time for one more question, and then we're going to bring this to a close.
Thank you so much. This question is, are my paintings going to heal others? I feel that this time around, when I share them, it's going to be different because that's what I am meant to after going through this transformation since the winter equinox.
Yes, absolutely. Your paintings are a way of channeling healing energy and higher dimensional information and knowledge, in a way of channeling your angelic self. Because you originally come from the angelic realms before you began your incarnation cycle. So allow yourself to be the first one to fully receive that healing energy as you paint, as you create your art. Feel that healing energy the whole way. And know that that only amplifies what comes through in your art for others who take it in. And this isn't a question that you've asked, but know that the perfect solution is coming in to your biggest issue in life right now. The perfect solution is coming in. And you're right on the edge of completing a long cycle in your life. And it's like the end of a mystery novel where all the threads get resolved. And the mystery is revealed. And all the loose ends are tied up. You're at that point in a certain phase of your journey. So if you can, release the fear around that. And just go more deeply into your art. Because there's so much power there. There's so much power there. And your art is meant to be enjoyed the whole way through the process of making it and enjoying it when it's finished by you and by everyone. We thank you very much. And now we're going to give kind of a blessing and something to help anchor all of this in your field. Know that if we didn't get to your specific question, that we did transmit answers and information that completely answer your question in the light language at some point in this broadcast. Completion doesn't have to mean perfection. Let your inner knowing come up to the surface of your mind. Expanding and expressing all of your gifts is not showing off. Because the true you knows no bounds. You're not a set of programs. You are a spirit in a body. And nothing can contain the vastness of you, of what you truly are. Allow the shift to complete and the fear to dissolve. Allow Gaia to help you more. It is her specific request. And it's never a burden. And don't be so hard on yourselves. You are truly magnificent. This light language contains a few welcome surprises, presents to be opened later. We are you and you are us. We are all one. We're grateful for this opportunity to be in your midst. And don't forget to smile, because we're smiling at you. We're infinitely grateful for this opportunity. And we thank you for all we get to learn from you. We thank you, we love you, and with that, we are complete.
Thank you, everyone here. We have co-created tonight. And if your question wasn't answered, as you heard, it was. There was beautiful light language transmissions. Each of you sharing your heart and your time means so much to everyone here. We would invite you to mark on your calendars next month, April 15th. Invite your friends. We'll be sending out more information as the weeks unfold. Thank you. Drink lots of water, get good rest, and good night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
About 9:36. There's right about 1 minute left when we got to questions, and I'd love to get you started with that. I think this is exactly how it's supposed to go.
It felt like it was 30 minutes.
It was such a great overview message. It was so great. I'm going to run to the restroom.
Okay.
Our recording ended at the 1 hour mark, but it was a perfect ending spot.
Okay.